Cahill just unable to get that lethal head to it in the way he would have liked.
Yeah, it was just good defending and an absolutely
short by Deeb. No chance to send the ball in. It's a good delivery. The flick on by Shadi was just the wrong side of the post, but they're growing in confidence, Jordan.
They are, and the frustrations are growing in the Australians as well. There's a lot of arm waving going on, there's a lot of pointing. This is a well-worked corner. Lovely little flick as well. Schwarzer can't take off with the dive. Delighted to see the ball fly past the far post.
Deeb there, the captain of Jordan, to raise the decibel level even further. He's struggling, Lucas Neal.
He looks like a man at the end of what has been a very good career, but he looks a yard short of pace. I mean, that's basic defending. He's got too tight, can't see the ball, decent turn, and then he has to foul the forward. The only disadvantage here for Jordan is that they might be a little bit too close to that Australian goal. Some big players in that Australian wall. It'll be very tough to get the ball up and down over them. Mark Schwarzer will have seen this situation many times, but here just that crowd come alive behind us.
Deeb is there. It's only 1 from 5 at the moment. There is Adnan Aman, the Iraqi coach, who has a fabulous record and a good reputation in these parts. Took an Iraqi under-23s team to the semi-finals of the Olympics in 2004. Won the Asian under-19s with Iraq as well 4 years earlier. Free kick straight into the wall. Well, they're appealing for handball, Jordan. I think they're hoping there, aren't they, really? I mean, the ball was just hammered into the wall.
Tim Cahill throwing the old pros trick of this has hit me in the face. It's actually hit me flush in the arms.
Well, actually,
no, he's lucky because they go outside his body, don't they? If they
and just look at the reaction.
Amazing, absolutely amazing how badly things can unravel. I mean, it looks very questionable at first glance. He looked like he'd done everything right. He came across, didn't commit to a challenge. The one thing you have to say is that the attacker does just check the ball slightly. No, he does just lunge in very slightly. I don't think there's much contact, but he's clever enough. He checks the ball back. I mean, it's poor because it's such a delayed reaction going down.
I mean, for me, he's so bought that penalty, hasn't he, Ajay?
Completely.
I can understand what you're saying, but goodness me, I mean, it's a second after the foot's touched him.
No, it is. Absolutely, he's done that. The one thing, though, he has done, he's cut the ball back, hasn't he? And he's actually made him make a challenge to trying to draw that sort of situation. But, well,
what a moment for Hassan. A chance to put Jordan in front here against Australia. 5 minutes into the second half. Hassan against Schwarzer. And Hassan scores! It is Jordan 1, Australia 0. 5 minutes into the second half. And the King Abdullah International Stadium has gone absolutely wild because we do have a shock on our hands here. Jordan 1, Australia 0.
Well, absolute elation all around the place. They don't care if it was slightly questionable. I did mention if you're going to play poorly in games, well, that's just quite amazing. It was a very cool penalty. Schwarzer goes the right way, slotted with the instep, good pace. Great finish as well. Good feeling for that young man as that ball nestles in that far corner. Well, we have a game on now because Australia have to react.
And it's been finished off by the captain, Ahmed Deeb. It is Jordan 2, Australia 0. And that counter-attack that we were talking about has happened. It is Holger Osiek's worst nightmare. But Australia's World Cup qualification in real danger of falling apart here in Amman. It is Jordan 2, Australia 0.
Surely they have to see it out from here. It's a dangerous game to play, leaving players up the pitch when you're defending. And you have to make sure when you counter-attack you do so effectively. Well, there's no more effective way than scoring, giving yourself that cushion of 2 goals. Looks of disbelief on the home fans here. You have to say they've deserved it. Australia given massively to their own downfall. Quite incredible scenes. Good finish in the end as well. Lucas Neal done for pace. The 3-on-2. You can see him getting across. Looks a bit ponderous.
Well, it's the 2 key players, isn't it? The wide players we were talking about. O'Day and Ahmed Deeb, the captain, combining. The 2 standout players have produced the second goal here for Jordan.
It's a bit of a lunge for Lucas Neal. Does he need to go to ground? Can he be stronger? Schwarzer comes off his line, comes outside of his post. True elation.
And he's seeing some...
Huge, and he's got to drill it. His first touch is poor, bobbles in the air, which means he then has to go for the chip. If his first touch is on the ground with that left foot of his, you've got to expect him.
Abschluss. Schafi ist längst wieder auf der Linie und hat wenig Mühe mit diesem Schuss.
Because in the history of Jordanian football, Matt, this is a massive moment.
Oh, absolutely huge. I've looked at many of those Australian players, seen them playing world football on the greatest stage, and they can hold their heads up high. They've been excellent tonight. They've really worked hard. Australia have been poor. Can't take away from that. Approach was poor from the get-go. They deserved to have lost. Looked like they were sneaking back into the game late on. Had chances throughout, but have been poor, and this is one of the biggest upsets in world football.
And that's what started it. The penalty tucked away by Hassan. 5 minutes into the second half. A penalty won by O'Day, who of course will go home with 2 assists tonight. But look at these scenes. Absolutely magnificent scenes. This is what World Cup qualification football is all about. And anybody that thought Australia were going to stroll to Brazil along with Japan, think again, because it is Jordan who sits second in the table. Magnificent victory. Certainly had chances, Australia, but they were well below what was required to pick up World Cup points. That was as close as they came through Jedinak's shot off the post. But terrific play from O'Day, Omar Deeb's finish, and that was the second goal that would eventually get them across the line despite Archie Thompson's late strike for Australia.